What's up, guys? It's Woogle with Woogles Outdoors, and today I'm going to show you guys a review of the Biolite Campstove. The Biolite Campstove is a geothermal stove that runs off the fuel of a fire. It heats up a copper tube and it creates energy. And through a USB port, you can charge your stuff. We're going to do a whole review on this thing today. Let's get started. The Biolite Campstove features two different pieces. You have the actual stove itself. This is what you feed the fuel of the fire to. It goes down in here. Let's see if we can turn some light on for you so you might be able to see in there a little better. I've used this one for a little over a year and a half now, and I've used it a few times. I've not used it as much recently because I did make my backpack ultralight. We'll go over that more in a minute, the weight of it. However, the outside does feature a very nice sturdy metal container. It's roughly about a pound or so. And then you have the tripod legs. The actual battery part, this is the part that you charge. This is the geothermal technology that connects to it. Just place it through the back of the hole back here. On the bottom is this little connector piece. You just release your tripod legs on it. And then on the ground, you set it. Voila. On the front is a power button. And now I've not used this thing in a couple months. It still has battery held to it. You hold it in a little longer, or you double tap it to turn it to high. However, right now it's not got enough heat in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it in to turn it off. Let's go get some sticks and create a fire in here and see what we can do. You can use a lot of these dry pine needles on the ground here to start the fire with. That's what does kind of suck about this, is if it's rainy situations and stuff, you'll have to process your wood a little more. I've been stuck out a few times without dry wood or anything like that, and I've had to definitely process down some feather sticks. It's doable, but it's just a lot more energy to consume than what it's worth, in my opinion. So I went and collected a few of these pine cones. And what I'm going to do, a lot of these are very sappy. They got a lot of pine sap on it. Pine sap is one of the best fire starters besides birch. And so I'm basically just going to kind of break this down and get some of that pine sap on a lot of these. Pine cones, pine needles, that kind of thing. They're perfect for this. We're in a very windy situation today, so that's going to play a huge factor. We'll talk about the power output of this thing in just a moment. I kind of want to start into getting the fire going and actually do a field test for you guys first. What I've just done is I turned the fan on over here, and that will help filter that through. You start with a small fire, and then what you do is you turn the high-speed fan on in just a moment. Actually, where the battery's kind of dead on this, where I haven't used it in so long, I'm going to let this charge up for just a moment. The heat actually heats up this coil, which is found right here. And that goes through this little tunnel system of, like, metal things. I don't know the entire science behind it, but it does charge this battery, and it puts out a decent power outage. And we'll go over that in just a moment, but first let's get the fire going. I'm just going to feed it pine cones for now. And the high-speed fan is already ready for use. One of the things Biolite did want to work on with this was the idea of the lower smoke outage output. So a lot of house issues, a lot of people use these in their houses in third world countries that we just don't have to deal with. Out here in the woods, I'm not too worried about it. There's not a lot of smoke, but there's definitely some smoke still. With a wood fire, any kind of fuel fire like this, you're not going to be able to escape that smoke as much. Put these in here, running through it. Notice this light down here is actually orange at the moment. It's on high fan. You see low and high. You just tap it twice to put it on high, tap it again, hold it in, put it on low, and then hold it even more to turn it off. This orange light is on whenever it's not charged enough to actually charge your battery. You open this flap out, and you connect a USB charger to it, and that's what you can charge from. We'll wait till this gets high. About 2 watts to 4 watts at 5 volts. That's the output for the USB charger. That being said, you know the power outage on this. It does produce a decent amount of fuel for it, but it does take a little while for this to build up. My suggestion, what I've found helps the most, is get bigger chunks of stuff, hardwood, oaks, and stuff like that that are definitely dead at first. You know, you can put more stuff in there as it goes on, but you want to start with pine cones, little things. It does take a while to build up, and you have to keep feeding this thing. I'm telling you, it takes a lot of maintenance. You can't just leave this alone. You can't just like leave it there, charge your stuff, and go do your thing. You have to keep feeding this. With that being said, also, the output on this is not enough for you to use your phone while charging it. I would turn your phone off, and then I would charge it, and then use it later on. This is definitely an option, and I do love this stove, but it doesn't have as much output as some of the other chargers I have seen. This is a huge step forward to creation. I think this is an amazing option. It's crazy cool that they've come up with something like this. You know, and of course, this kind of energy source has been around for many years. We use it like coal plants and stuff like that. It's just, it's a more portable option for us. So geothermal energy is an excellent option for us. As far as camping goes, this thing is a little heavy. I'm not gonna lie. It's like 4 pounds, 3 or 4 pounds. That's pretty heavy compared to a lot of the stoves that I've come across in my time. As far as it goes, though, I do love this stove. I use it a lot for short backpacking trips or kayaking trips. Kayaking trips, I definitely use this because my weight is not limited on a kayaking trip. I really don't care what I pack on a kayaking trip. So a lot of times I'll pack this Biolite. I'll have a solar panel going during out the day, and then I have a external charger, like a 28,000 mAh charger. You know, that's with those three combined, I can guarantee that I have power at all times on my cell phone, and I don't care to Facebook it up or something along those lines. However, for this thing, if you're looking for something just to backpack with, I think your better option would be to find an external charger, something that's at like 28,000 or 50,000 mAh. Find a good one. Anchor's got some decent ones out there, and go with that. That's your lighter weight option. If you're not carrying, if you don't care about weight, if you're looking for something that you can use renewable fuels like pine cones, twigs, and stuff like that, well, this is definitely the option for you, because fuel, inexpensive. It's a little heavy, but you know, by the time you have your gas and your stove and stuff, I guess it's going to be a pound or two heavier than that. Again, like I said, I don't know. My personal preference, I like a gas stove because I can go out anywhere in the rain or whatever and not have to worry about finding the Biolite, you know, the fuel for it. But for this thing, I think it's really cool if you know the weather's going to be good, if you're just going to be out for a couple days, whatever. I think it's awesome. If you're doing a big, long backpacking trip, gas or I would say alcohol stove is probably your better bet because you want to count weight during that time. But the Biolite, I'm not dissing it at all. I think it's an incredible creation. I'm glad I spent the money on it. It's something I've had for a year and a half now, and I'm definitely not regretting it at all. It's a beautiful, beautiful stove. I'm a huge fan, a complete big fan. I think it's an incredible step forward in ideas behind fuels and stuff that we can look into. Let's get back into it. And the light has just turned green, so what we're going to do is open this up, grab our USB cord, an extra phone we have laying around here, thanks to Chris. And his phone is currently at 8%. It just showed charging. You can see that up there potentially. There we go. I'll turn it back on for you. See right here in the upper corner, it is now charging. It was at 8% and the time is 5:12 p.m. Let's leave it on here for a few with the phone turned on and see how much it charges, just to show you guys. The battery has died down some, but 4% in 12 minutes, or 10 now, but it's not charging any longer. The fire's died down a little bit. 4% in 12 minutes, or 9 minutes, I mean. So I love the Biolite. Overall, my review on the Biolite is that it's an amazing, amazing option. I think that it's a little bit heavy, but it's groundbreaking. It's crazy cool that we have a portable source of geothermal energy that is, you know, completely renewable. We have all these twigs, we have all these pine cones and stuff in place around that we can use. The downfalls to it are, if you do get caught in a rainstorm, you're going to have a bad time. It sucks to have to process this stuff down. It does. And when things are wet, it's not going to burn as easy. That's why you have to process it down. Splitting wood, that kind of thing, it sucks. However, if you're going to be out for just a weekend or something, it's completely okay, especially if you know the weather. If you're doing a 100-mile trek through the forest, I don't suggest the Biolite. I suggest maybe a solar panel and an external charger. I personally use a solar panel and an Anchor battery that's 28,000 mAh. That's good enough for me. I take the Biolite with me on a lot of camping trips. I haven't taken it here a lot recently because of what I've been doing. I've been doing more ultralight stuff. I am going to start implementing it more into my backpack because doing this video honestly inspired me and reminded me how much I love this little thing. Now, mind you, I can use a little fuel stove with some fuel, and this fuel weighs about 1 pound. This is a large container, and this will last a very long time. And I'll show you how quickly I can set this thing up compared to how quickly you set up a Biolite. So a Biolite, you have to go to the forest, you have to cut all your stuff. You have to get all your tools ready, and you have to make sure you have enough to actually babysit the stove itself. Because if you don't babysit it, it's just going to die out. And you're not going to get any charge off of it at all that way. So babysitting it, processing the wood down, and then charging, and then sitting there while it charges, keep fueling it. It's a lot compared to this. Something else that's really cool about a gas stove that I absolutely love is the fact that if I'm out there hiking, and this has happened a few times, hiking 20 miles or so, okay? I want to stop for my midday lunch. I want to stop and eat that Mountain House meal that I packed for myself. I can go out, I can pull out my backpack, and I can get this stove out, and I can boil water in just a couple minutes. I can't do that with the Biolite. If I want a midday snack with Biolite, I hope to God I packed some like trail mix or some sort of dry snack. With the Biolite, I would have to get it out, I would have to process stuff, start the thing up, wait for it to go, then boil the water, and then wait for it to die down, pull it out, and let it turn off, and then pack it away. That's a lot of hassle just for a midday snack when I'm trying to get those miles covered underneath my feet. But if you're out here base camping and you're ready to go for a few days, and you're going to stay in the same spot, the Biolite's the thing for you. I love a Biolite. I'm going to stick with the fuel stove for most of my long distance trips though. Either way it goes, I hope you guys check out the Biolite. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go down below, like the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below as well. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Check out my other videos. Got tons of bushcraft and survival videos out there, as well as an awesome vlogging series called Hit the Trail. Again, my name is Woogle with Woogle's Outdoors. Peace out.